How's it going, guys? So this is going to be the first look at the new dungeon in Legion. I have Azshara. Run through pretty quick. We'll slow it down when we get to bosses and stuff, but just for reference, I'm level 102 in this Fury Warrior. My item level is somewhere between 715 and 720. So we're moving through here. You see the first boss is right in front of us, right into the instance, so kind of get right at it. The whole instance is laid out in a circle, so you can kind of go either direction when you're going through the bosses. So Warlord Parjosh is your first boss. His biggest attack is Impaling Spear. He also has Call Reinforcements, which will bring more adds on, as you can see there. The Nagas, you're going to want to keep one alive to avoid the Impaling Spear, because what he does is he'll throw a spear at a random target in your party, and anyone standing between you and the spear will get hit by it instead. So as you can see there, I just stood behind that Naga and he got hit by the spear instead of me. It does a lot of damage initially and also does ticking damage, so you're going to want to avoid it. But other than that, he's a very easy boss to take down. So at this point, we can either go clockwise or counterclockwise around the circle. Doesn't matter, honestly, either way. I like the way that we went, but either way works out fine. You'll see up here there's some Nagas that we do have to take out. These caster ones, they cast a shield around the second boss. To engage that boss, they're going to have to kill some of the adds around here, but not too many. It shouldn't take you too long. The whole instance will take you around a half hour, sometimes less. We had a couple wipes in here, actually, so it slowed us down a little bit, but it's not too long of an instance. The next boss we're up against is Lady Hatecoil. She has a few attacks you're going to want to look out for. Static Nova is where she electrocutes all of the water, so you're going to have to stand on a sand dune when that's cast. She also casts Focus Lightning, which will destroy a sand dune if you're standing on top of it and are hit by that attack. So you'll be doing a lot of switching between the water and the sand dunes. She also summons those adds that you can see. When those adds are killed, they reduce your movement speed by 20% each. If you just AoE them down and stand near them, you're going to be too slow to get to the sand dunes or to the water when it's time to do so. She also casts Curse of the Witch, and that's a debuff that's put on someone, and when that debuff is removed, it'll cast arcane damage in a cone in front of that character, which you'll see a few times in this video. They're all very easy to deal with though, so taking this boss down is not difficult at all. Now we're going to start clearing some more trash before the next boss. It's very important, which we did not do, is to clear all of the trash in this area, and you'll see why in a second when we start this next boss fight. So Serpentrix is the next boss that we're going to deal with. All that he really has is some spits and some other poisons that he puts on the ground. Just make sure you're avoiding those and running away. Then at 66% and 33%, he's going to move to a different pool and also summon 2 adds in other pools. We ended up just skipping the adds and just going for him. But this is why it's really important to clear all the trash in the areas, or else you'll start pulling them as you have to run around and kind of chase after the boss. But overall, this is the easiest boss fight of the instance. So now we're about to finish off the circle of the whole instance here. Through this cave, this is where you would come through if you went the other direction at the start of the instance and decided to take this next boss as your second boss. A lot of this trash can be avoided. These 2 giants here can cause you some issues. They do quite a bit of damage, so make sure you're paying attention and don't treat them as just regular trash, but other than that, we're ready for the next boss. So this is King Deepbeard. We actually wiped twice doing this boss. He's a lot of very high damage attacks, and he's probably the most difficult boss in this instance. One of the big issues is Gaseous Bubble, which you'll see on me right there. It absorbs a bunch of damage, and it stays on you for 15 seconds. If you haven't destroyed the bubble with all of its absorb, after those 15 seconds, it'll explode and do a large amount of damage to the group. So you can see there how we're all dying because not everyone is getting their bubble off. So if you have a couple people that don't get it done, then it'll be a wipe for your group. He also has Ground Slam, which does a lot of physical damage to an enemy and then with everyone within 15 yards of that impact location. And Quake, which does a lot of damage as well. So there's a lot of big damage and a lot of things going on the ground that sometimes you're avoiding, and then when you have the bubble, you have to get hit by those attacks. It's a little bit trickier than the other bosses, a lot going on, but definitely doable. Now we're going to start making our way down to Wrath of Azshara, which is the last boss of the instance. See, there's 4 Naga around there that you have to kill off to activate the boss. Every time you kill one of them, it starts adding more and more of those waves to avoid, but It's not really a big deal. None of them are very difficult, so just get through these 4 and then get started on the boss fight. So we finish off with Wrath of Azshara. She has a few knockback abilities with frost damage that don't cause a big problem for you. The only time it's an issue is if everyone gets knocked back together. And then she'll cast something called Raging Storms, which will cause more damage to you and also increase your frost damage taken by 10%. So make sure everyone's spread out and not getting hit by all the same effects at the same time. She'll also cast something called Arcane Bomb, which is a bomb that sits over your head and slowly gets closer to you. It has to be dispelled, or else it'll cause quite a bit of damage to the target of it. Once it is dispelled, it will still stay in place and still explode, so you still need to avoid it, but it won't be following you around anymore. Pretty easy fight. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to check out other videos I posted of dungeons that are currently in the Legion beta. I'll also be adding more as they come out and the raids as they come out too, so be sure to check those out. Thanks.